Hey guys, Tommy B here in NC. I'm doing the RakonHeli 350QX transplant conversion, however you want to take it. I'm at the point right now where I'm getting ready to disassemble the original 350. I'm going to give y'all some pointers and some information of some issues to watch out for on your craft. Okay, keep in mind, mine is a 350QX version 1, updated to version 2. I had updated it to version 3. I don't like version 3 firmware. Downgraded it back to version 2. I have done several videos on modifications, etc. to the GPS module, hull, and several topics in my YouTube videos on my channel to a 350QX. Okay, you've got your 32 body screws that are in the bottom. I recommend you get you a nice metric driver set. You're going to need at least 3 different sizes of heads. Like I said, 32 body screws. The 16 motor screws. 4 screws in the camera mount. 2 screws that hold the legs on. And the 2 little micro eyeglasses size Phillips head screws in the compass sensor. Okay, now let's discuss this compass sensor. One, I would be cautious as to the orientation of it. I made a little direction and marking on mine to keep reference to that. These screws will strip out real bad. I recommend you get you a nice little eyeglasses kit and with a Phillips screwdriver in it to take those out. I noticed this when I took this apart. I've got a chafed place in my compass wire to where it's almost cut my wire in half. I've seen this issue before in other guys' quads, and they have an issue with them, and come to find out that's what it is. And being this wire is braided up like that, it hides that fault. And I've noticed I've almost got a compass wire cut in half. Whenever I put this in initializing mode, I get a orange flash, and I didn't get that with my original V2 quad, my V2 350. I didn't get that orange flash, and I noticed I get this orange flash on this one. I have all ideas that that's what the issue is. I may splice this out of it and move back on it and do a repair on this to get by. I'm sure I'm gonna order me another compass sensor and replace that. Of course, this is a very important component to a 350QX operating properly. Okay, with all your screws out, your body's loose, you've made any notes, etc. as orientation where things go. As you notice right here, being this is a V1 motherboard, it has the hardwire antenna that I ducted out the bottom long ago, and to get better reception, and it always seemed to work well. Of course, on the V3 you have a diversity antenna, the receiver antenna. You have a wire running down the leg, and you have a wire running inside the hull. Okay, with your top off the quad, okay, here's a little tour of the interior of 350QX and differences in between the versions. This is V1. This is V1 position of GPS system. This is GPS module, GPS puck, located on top of battery cage, V1. V2 and QX2 moved the puck over here on top of the ESC, which was a real bad idea, and laid the module beside the battery cage. Also, the motherboard changed, and it had the addition of excuse me, the elimination of the ferrite rings on the ESC wires. It eliminated those. It also has the diversity receiver for the 2-wire receiver coming off of it. The gimbal wire that was a hassle to get out of the leg and get out of it because they soldered it to the board, so the trick was to cut a slot in the leg. There are YouTube videos on that. And I want to say that there's a third version where they've got the gimbal wire that's actually going through a connector in the floorboard of the hull now. Of course, your motors, your 4 ESCs. Okay, when you're taking this thing apart, a lot of people don't realize there's numbers marking motor position and direction and rotation of motor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rotation arrow on them. Also on the original props, it has a rotation arrow on the props, hence you just match it up. A lot of people don't even realize that. It's not really too pushing, but a good idea is whenever you're taking the wiring harness out of one of these, the least you can unplug, the better off you'll be. The little plugs and things on these are delicate. They will break off if you handle them hard. Have you a clean work area and be organized. Hang on to your screws. Some of those will be utilized in the Rakon frame. You're also going to have to wrap the ESCs in heat shrink. You don't want to, keep in mind, you don't ever want anything contacting a carbon frame. It will conduct electricity and fry things for sure. Kind of thinking that's it. I can't think of any other details to let y'all know about at the moment. Couple other, now I'm thinking about it, I think of a couple other hints. These little lights that plug in right there in the motor pod area, end of arm, they're a little bit of you might end up breaking those tabs off, but being you're getting rid of the frame, of course it'd be nice to hold onto the frame and have a spare, or maybe you could even sell it, trade it off to somebody. They're a little bit of a pain to get out. The lenses on those were the same way, delicate plastic, little tabs on them break. Nothing comes to mind to me right now. When I get the wiring harness out of here and laid out, if I notice anything, I'll show y'all some helpful hints prior to installing it in the Rakon frame. People attempting this, you gotta have a little bit of common sense, a couple of tools, clean work area, of course, and then with the help of mine and others' YouTube videos, usually you can get enough information to do just about anything you want to. Couple other insight things that I'll let you guys know on the benefits of doing this conversion. Well, for one, you're not locked into using these motors anymore, because the Rakon frame, you can use any type of quad motor. The motor mounts will work on any of those. You're not limited as to using 350 QX motor, and the reason, what it is there's a special pin that catches that motor, and hence that, I guess you could always chop the pin off, but I want to say the bolt hole pattern is different than a standard mini quad motor. You're not limited to that, but now what you got to watch out for, you are limited to the ESC, and that's only going to allow you to go up so high in kV of motor. I want to say, I think these are 1100, I believe. You could probably go as high as 1200 kV and stay with these ESCs and not have an issue. We all know that there is a motor option for these Hobby King sales. I can't, it doesn't even come to mind the name of it now, but this a 4-motor set. They're pretty nice. I've seen them. I thought about getting them at one given time, but I've went on to so many other different quads. I hadn't got the time to do it. If you guys have any questions or anything, message me or, talk it up on my group. Of course, everybody knows me. I'm a member of USA Blade 350QX owners group. I was one of the originators of it and administrator in that group, as well as others that I'm in. Rakon group, Original World Blade group, Homebrew, Mini Quad Club. I got my frame from Heli Nation, Patrick. Like I said, if I come across any other topics that I need to address and give y'all some insight on, I will make a little vid. With that, I'm going to continue on. Burn up the skies.